Mic check, mic check. Check, check, check. Mic check. This the volume needs to mic check. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, check, check. Checking 1, 2, 3. Good there. What about this? Spotify works. Alright, cool. We're getting there, boys. And now, where is the chat window? Chat window. Let's go to TikTok. What's up, y'all? How's it going? How's it going? Mic check. Check, check, check. Primary microphone. Device not connected or available. General settings. Mic check, mic check. Let's see. Check, check, check. Mic check. Mic is good. What's up, y'all? Can I get an audio check real quick? Programs. Absolute beginner. Suggest camera for content creation. Sure, no problem, buddy. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. Depends on really what you wanna make, man. What kind of content are you creating? Are you gonna be doing like talking head videos like this, or are you gonna be doing like real estate work, or what kind of content are you making? Just for yourself? Vlogs? Give me a little bit more details. Happy to help you out. What is your pro gamers? Gaming content? That'd be kind of cool. What's up, y'all? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. Doing a little bit of multi-streaming today. Myself, face cam. Cool. So if you want to get like an actual like mirrorless camera with an interchangeable lens system, the R50V is a great camera to get started with. Anything from the A6400 is really nice, and the lens that you really want to consider is like a 12 millimeter, kind of like this one that I'm looking at, or a 16 millimeter. Those are really nice. Mr. IT, good morning. How are you? Keyron, what's up, buddy? What's up? What lenses are good for the R50V Canon? For the R50, man, that's what I'm using right now. I really like the Sigma RF lenses. They are really, really good. What do you recommend is a good mirrorless camera for streaming that's beginner friendly? The R50V or the R50? Sigma RF. Yep, Sigma RF. Yep. What do you think of the G85 in 2026? I think that camera's a little bit older now. I was looking at it yesterday, right? I don't think much about it. I don't think that's also a micro four thirds, right? Lumix G85. Yeah, I was looking at it yesterday. Somebody was asking me about it yesterday. The R50. The R50 or the R50V? Yeah, I'm looking at the G85 right now, and it is 16 megapixels. I don't even know when this came out. 4K recording, 24 and 30. I mean, I don't think there's anything really wrong with it if that's the camera that you want to go for. I would just, I would go at this, if I'm going for Lumix, the Lumixes that I look at are the S5 2X. Those are the really nice ones, you know. You have any old cameras? I do not have any old cameras to give you. What about the Canon RF 50 1.8 for landscape and portrait? The 50 on the 50 millimeter, dude. That's like the nifty 50. You should buy that lens regardless. Everyone should buy that lens. It's good for portraits, but for landscapes, it's a little too punched in. You should buy that lens no matter what, though. That lens everybody should own it. I just gave mine away and I replaced it with another lens. But I owned it. It was my first lens that I ever bought. Yeah, it was the first lens that I had ever bought. Let's see. Should I get the A1 Mark II or save my money and pay my bills? If you don't have money to pay your bills, you should pay your bills. I have a Sony 64 and I really want to be a videographer. Will it give me proper 4K quality? I think it shoots in 4K 30. I don't know if it I don't think it shoots in 4K 60. Pro gamer suggests budget friendly. The R50. The R50 is budget friendly, buddy. Yeah, the R50 is really nice. Which one is better though? The 50mm f1.8 or the 1.2? Which one do you think? Which one do you think is better? Hybrid Fujifilm under 1K. Can you recommend now that I've been looking at the XS? You know, for the hybrids, for the Fujifilms, I don't really consider them proper hybrids, to be honest. Like, I just don't think of Fujifilm in that way, you know. I think of Fujifilm unless you go like super expensive. To get Harry Drew, what's up, Harry? I don't think of them really to be true hybrids. Damn, that's too much rational and reasonable thing. It's too early to be unrational right now. Who is that? At Last Reef? I have a Canon. Oh shit, the chat's coming in right now. I appreciate it. Guys, for those of you guys that are over on TikTok, I appreciate you guys being here. Do me a solid and double tap your screen to get this live out to more people. This morning I'm testing out dual streaming over to YouTube. So I'm trying to manage two chats, and I'm working on getting a little better at talking to two chats. So, and I'm also dual streaming over on YouTube as well. Feel free to stay where you are, though. I'm not asking you to go to either location. I'm just kind of chatting here. I'm trying to monitor my own stuff.
Didn't push these Republicans away.
Yeah, stream looks good. Stream looks good on TikTok. At least I think it looks good. Sony ZVE-10 Mark II. Yeah, that one's great. I have that camera, pro gamers. That's about $1,000 though. I have an A7 IV with a 12-24 f2.8. I need a longer range lens for my budget. The A7 IV? What's your budget? Nikon D75 is good for long-term use. All cameras are good for long-term use unless they're like those Chinese brand cameras that you get like on Amazon. JF, what up, JF? Two viewers on YouTube. Check me out, guys. I'm blowing up. I have a Canon RP. What should I upgrade to for videography? The R8 is a nice upgrade. The R8 is really nice. Like under 1K. What are you trying to shoot? Offline trapping? Yeah, what are you trying to shoot? You got $1,000. And what camera? You have an E camera? E-mount camera, right? Check out the Tamron 70-180 f2.8. Your review about that camera, by the way, love from India. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, the ZVE-10 II is pretty good. I really like it. Harry Drew, thank you for the rose. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it for the gifts. Yeah, I've been really trying. So, like I've been mentioning to you guys that have been here for a little while, as I'm intentionally growing my TikTok account, trying to get to 10,000 by the end of March. For YouTube, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers over there. by the end of March. So we're just trying these out, and you guys really get to see behind the scenes of me working out all of the details on how to multi-stream. So it's a little bit of a journey for me, at least, to try to figure all this out. Oh, you are on YouTube. What's your channel? For those of you guys that don't know, you can find all of my links in my bio that are on my profile. Feel free to check them out. The live right now is exactly this exact same live, right? But over there I create different kinds of content. Sports. Yeah, I would check out the offline trap, and I would check out the 70 to 180 Tamron. I think that one is right around your price point of like around $1,000. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Eventually, guys, I'm gonna be able to like press buttons on my Stream Deck and get you guys to like pop up my web browser and pop up other cameras, because I have multiple cameras. I have one right here actually, so I'll be able to do that eventually. 17 new messages, Jesus. Do I trade my R5 II for an R6 III if I'm video centric and have a C50? I have Philip Mills. I have all three of those cameras, and I think if you have the R5 II and the C50, it's still a really great combo, bro. I like the R5 II for photos a lot. Was it wrong if I bought the Sony A600 and didn't choose Fujifilm? I don't think so. Thoughts on the 64? Silly Goose, I like the 6400, man. Let me go down to get some Pro Gamers. Thank you for stopping in today, buddy. I appreciate you. Thoughts on the Canon GX7 Mark III? Planning to buy one? I wouldn't buy the G7X Mark III. I think they're overrated. I buy the PowerShot V1. I really don't know why people are going crazy over the G7X. For real. I'm looking for a budget camera, webcam, for overhead unboxing under 500. You can get like the Insta360s. Those are really cool. Insta360s, they're about $500. Actually, you know what? There was a new one. I forgot the brand. What was it called? YOLO. The brand was called YOLO. They have like one with a really large sensor, and I think that one was around $500. What I'm looking for usually in, what I'm looking for typically in a webcam is for the webcam to have the largest sensor available. And when I was looking for the largest sensor available, the Insta360s and the eMeet cameras at that time had the biggest sensors. But I only use my webcams as like secondary shots, you know. I'm really surprised, maybe you guys aren't that interested today, but I'm surprised that what camera are you using hasn't been in the chat just yet. It's always pretty popular. A popular question, I should say. Can be the Canon R50 beginner friendly for photo and video? The R50 is great. That's what I'm using right now, the Canon R50. What are my settings anyways? What am I at? F1.4, 160. Yep. Eye tracking. I have a T6 looking to upgrade. I mainly shoot lifestyle. Just don't want a setup to us. A setup to us? What does that mean, D? Which camera do you think I should buy for automotive photography and video? Canon R50 or the ZV-E10 II? Scott, thank you for the heartbeat. Really appreciate it, man. 3 viewers on YouTube. Woohoo! Look at us go, you guys. Which camera do you think I should buy? The R50 or the ZV? I wouldn't get the ZV-E10 1. If I were looking at the ZV-E10, I'd look at the ZV-E10 2, not the 1. The R50 is pretty good though, too, for real. By the way, good morning, you guys. It is 10:34. Can I get an audio check right now? I am playing lo-fi music. It should be very, very low though. Also, how does my mic sound? My heart snuck 2 days ago, ended up breaking my Canon. Ooh. Bro, Kieran, my heart just sunk, bro. Fuck, dude. Did you have insurance? The F4, I think that's some serious cash, isn't it? Pretty sure it is, man. RF 600 f4. Fuck, dude. Guys, everybody in the chat. Kieran says he just broke his $14,000 lens. Dude, I don't think I would be able to recover from that. Mentally, spiritually, like physically. I'll fix that. What camera are you using? Scott, this is the thank you for asking, by the way. This is the Canon R50 that I'm using. I thought I'd go with this camera today. Maybe I could have gone with another camera, but this one's really nice. Canon R50 with a 12mm Sigma RF lens, f1.4. For any of you guys that are sitting here in the chat, the lenses that I really recommend for crop sensor cameras are the Sigma crop sensor lenses. I'm using the RF ones. Every single one of them I own, except for the newest one that I think is coming out soon, the 15mm, but I have all of them, and every single one of them is fantabulous. The Life of James, what up, buddy? Bro, upgrade to the Wave DX. Life of James, this is a different setup, buddy. This is a different setup. This is one of the mics that I have on this setup over here. Over there, James. Also on TikTok, guys, I am streaming horizontally and vertically. If you get a chance, do me a solid and let me know what that looks like over there. All you got to do is touch the little square that's on the side of the screen right here, and it'll pop you into horizontal mode. I don't know if that happens over on YouTube. Actually, I don't think that it does, but Buffett Baltazar, hello man, I have a Canon 5D Mark II and I want to know if I can fit it on every Canon lens. It cannot. If you have an EF mount, only EF lenses can go on it. And you cannot use RF lenses on EF mounts. You can use EF lenses on RF mounts via an adapter. Can you talk about light, please? I'm looking for a light setup for my home studio. Oh, sure. I like the Zhiyun brand. If you guys go over to my link in bio, I have all of the lights that I use in this studio. They are called Zhiyun. They're really, really nice lights. They start with a Z. I have a 60 watt, a 100 watt, and a 300 watt that I use. And I have those lights multiple times because I have these fixed. Like the one that's back there, that's a 60 watt one that's bicolor. And I have a couple of those that I use in different setups. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. If you guys are brand new here, consider following my account. Also over on YouTube, I do make long form content. And what I'm looking for over on YouTube really is like some content ideas about what kind of content that I should be making. Trying to talk a little bit more directly to the audience, really. Also, feel free to jump into the chat over on YouTube. It's quiet over there. What about the A7C2? Love the A7C2. I'll DM you. Hold up, guys. Keep the chat in the chat. I'm not checking DMs, and I'll probably check them like way later. So if you guys are DMing me, I'm not gonna get to them right now because I'm busy doing this. Feel free to DM and not expect an answer, I guess is what and you explain your camera setup and how to get this image and what software you use to stream? Sure. Jacob Films. Jacob over on YouTube is asking what my camera setup and how I did this whole setup. This right now, Jacob Films is an R50V that's shooting with a 12mm Sigma RF lens. I have the settings set at 1/60 f1.4. It's a great setup. I play around with the angle. It's between like 12mm, 16mm, and 23 just to like test things out. But they're all Sigma RF lenses. I have it hooked up micro HDMI to full HDMI into an Elgato capture card into my PC. And I'm streaming that through OBS and then sending the OBS signal over to YouTube. and TikTok simultaneously via a virtual camera. Jacob Phillips, happy to go into more detail. That's a great question. I know that whenever I see people live that have like decent setups, I'm like, hey, I wonder how they're doing that. I wonder if I can do it a little bit better, or if I can like, because in order to do this, you do need a little bit of hardware. You know, I wonder if you could do this on a laptop. I think it'd be a little tough. It'd be a little demanding. The Life of James. What up, Life of James? What are you asking, broski? I need a computer just as bad as I need a camera. I would probably do a computer first. Well, actually, man, I guess that's kind of like a chicken and an egg kind of thing, right? Like, what are you trying to do with the computer? You know, I've always made it an effort to try to make money with my cameras, and that's what I've like chosen to do, to make an income, and then buy stuff later to kind of help me up my production. Do you know anyone who shoots Panasonic or Olympics? I know one person that shoots Lumix and Panasonic, not Olympics. What's the difference between using the electronic first curtain shutter and the electronic on the R50? You know, the electronic will definitely shoot faster, but I don't know the technical aspects of it. I think that's a great question for our friend ChatGPT, really, like, to see if there are actual, and also you can test it, you know, test it yourself. I always shoot an electronic first curtain and mechanical shutter. I rarely shoot an all electronic, so I will say that. Five viewers over on YouTube. Woohoo! Guys, we're going to be famous. The number of viewers connected to this stream at the most recent available time. 4 people. 5 people. All right. It's quiet over there on YouTube, though. There's not that many people contributing to the chat. But that's okay. This is my first YouTube stream in this kind of format. I've been debating between the Canon R6 II and the S5 II. Both are in my budget. The R6 II has uncropped 4K 60. The S5 II should have 4K 60 uncropped too, doesn't it, Life of James? What camera are you using right now? Deja vu. This is a Canon R50. Canon R50. Also, guys, in TikTok and in YouTube, if you happen to see a question in the chat that you know the answer to or that you have experience with, for example, a question that you might know is like, somebody would ask like, hey, is the A7C II good for X, Y, and Z? And you happen to have A7C II, feel free to jump into the chat and contribute to the conversation. I've been using my iPad Lightroom to edit. Really want to learn Photoshop. Photoshop is great, Scott. Photoshop is definitely good. I don't know if you can do full Photoshop on your iPad though. I've never seen anybody do it. I know you can do Lightroom over there, but you might want to check that out. I use Lumix. There you go. What Lumix do you use, Life of James? Can you remind me? TikTok's more interactive in my opinion. Yeah, also, you know, the thing is with TikTok is it is a little bit more interactive, but I've been focusing since December solely on TikTok. So I've like slowly built up a routine of doing live, interacting with people, getting tons of violations of what I can and can't say. So that was a really great experience to learn the nuances of the TikTok platform and what kind of content people want for over there. And now that I'm going over to YouTube and doing this stuff on YouTube, it's going to take me a little while to kind of, but this is how this, you guys are watching how the sausage is made, you know, me interacting with the camera, finding out what it is that you guys really want to see from me and that kind of stuff. And it's still kind of cool. I don't know why, but I would say that the electronic pops a little more. I don't know. Yeah, Kieran said, I don't know what is that the only thing. The thing is, like, I don't actively shoot a lot of sports, So I don't get a lot of rolling shutter because it's not the kind of photography that I do, right? Also, when I shoot birds or photograph birds flying, I rarely see or notice any kind of rolling. That's the only thing that I do try to photograph often is birds flying in the sky or birds taking flight, and I rarely see them, with any kind of distortion. What do you think of the Lumix S5 2X? Love the Lumixes that I like, guys, are the S5 II, S5 2X, and the S1R. Yeah, the S1R is sick. If I had the budget, I would pick up an S1R yesterday. Just because that one has like, what does that one have? Like 60 megapixels? Crazy, bro. Crazy. I'm wanting to upgrade my camera, but I'm debating what to get. What do you do in Astor Sonans? Seth, what up, Seth? Welcome back. Yeah, the S5 II has a Super 35 crop. That's a bummer. A Super 35? No, that's a full frame sensor, dude. The S5 II? No way. Have I been mistaken the whole time? I doubt it. I mean, it's not impossible. It's a full frame sensor. Lumix S5 II. No, it's a full frame. Yeah, it's a full frame. S5 II. Yeah, it's full frame. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's full frame, I guess. You guys are just joshing me. What do you think of the Nikon 1DX? I don't know the Nikon D1X. Chelsea, I'm looking for a pocketable point and shoot for travel. Sometimes my X1 might be too much. I get like something simple. Something simple. Fuji has some nice point and shoots, don't they? I would just get like a Sony point and shoot or a Canon point and shoot, something that you can throw in your pocket, just. Or if you're looking for something really nice, it's a little expensive, but it's like I think it's worth it. The Rico GR3s, those are really cool. ChatGPT said that full electronic shutter just kind of makes moving subjects look. Yeah, that's kind of what like fast moving subjects. Yeah. Yeah, fast moving subjects. I do a lot of beauty and fashion portraits, mostly models and pageant with some video interviews. Oh, dude, get an R6 Mark II or an R6 Mark III. Done. I feel like master anything in photography is almost impossible because it's organic and it changes. No, you can be a master in photography for sure. For sure. Does it change a lot? Sure, but you can master your camera. You can definitely master your camera. What are you using right now? Right now I'm using a R50V with an R50, excuse me, with a 12mm Sigma lens. I have a Sony DH-S400 I'm selling for 5K pesos, okay. Yeah, that Rico is the dream. The Rico is what I would recommend for sure. It does have a tiny battery though. What was the camera again? Going to look into it. An R6 Mark II or an R6 Mark III? I have that camera right here actually. This is a one and done camera for like this is the camera most people are fine with, unless you want something a little bit more expensive or something a little bit more like better, the R5 Mark II. But the R6 series is really nice. Yes, you can know the setting, but that's about 15% of photography. Sure. Sure. Thanks for the advice. You got it, buddy. You got it. You still have composition, color grading, posing. Yeah. Yeah. Trends come and go, though, man. Trends come and go. So I still disagree that with what you said that you can't be a master. You can definitely master it for sure. Fabian, what up, Fabian? I swear the Ricoh GR is the hardest to shop with being so many iterations. GR3. I think they have a black and white one too, but the black and white seems kind of weird to me. Do you think the A7 IV is worth the upgrade from the A7 III? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think if you buy the A7 III brand new to the A7 IV brand new, I think there's only like a $500 to $600 price difference. So in my opinion, it's definitely worth it. Certainly. YouTube world. Are we frozen over in the YouTube world? It's quiet over there. What are you guys up to? You search the GR3 and you get a bunch of GR3s digital too. Yeah, which is the GR3 that I like? It's the most popular one. It's the one that costs the Ricoh GR3. Yeah, $1,200. That's the one, man. Let's go to the Ricoh website. Let's go check that out. Oh, there's the GR3X. Is the GR3X the black and white one, or is that the newest one? It's such a simple camera, you know, it just takes good pictures. It's small, it's pocketable. Yeah. Ricoh. You ignoring me or something? What up, Seth? I didn't see your chat. If I do ignore you guys, it's because I'm distracted. Harry Drew, BRB. One more question. It's alright, bro. That's what I'm here for. If I had the budget, you think it would be better long term for the R5 II? If you have the budget, the R5 II would be a better camera. Would you be fine with the R6 III? Fucking right, you would be. Absolutely. The R6 III is a monster camera, and it's the latest one that just came out. The R6 III just came out in December. I have one, like I said. I also have the R5 Mark II. I do use the R5 Mark II more for photos, and I use the R6 Mark III more for video. But the R6 Mark III is like, in my opinion, it's like the epitome of what a hybrid camera should be. It's like evenly split 50-50 right down the center. I'm literally in the garden taking some pics. Seth, where are you? It's fucking cold over here where I live, man. I think I'm gonna go to a decent spec gaming PC and call it a day. Yeah, right now RAM prices are a little out of hand, but a decent gaming PC, really all you need for like photo editing and like video editing is, in my opinion, is like a dedicated graphics card, not an integrated graphics card. And then from there you can pretty much do a lot. You know, I'm not going to say you can do everything like multicam, multi-stream, and do a bunch of stuff. That'll be like very specific to your hardware. When I built my PC, which you guys can't see is like tucked behind there, I went all out because I wanted to not have any compromises. You know, I wanted to do kind of like what I'm doing right now. Did I go overboard? Probably, but perfect. That was going to be my next question, video-wise. Thanks. Yeah, the R6 Mark III and the R5 Mark II will overheat on you in long periods of recording in like 4K 60, but that's because they don't have fans, you know. Cheaper to build your own gaming PC? Not always. Right now, the RAM prices and actually silica prices are like really expensive. So if you can find a pre-built that's already been built, sometimes it's cheaper to go that route. Not always, but you guys got to do your own research. I've built 2 of my own PCs, and this was last year before all this crazy stuff happened. So Newcastle, England. It's one of the few. Oh, great. Build another one and do a giveaway. I am thinking about building a third PC for my third setup over here instead of using a laptop. I wanted to build something small, and I'm thinking about doing that because I already have the RAM. And the RAM right now, guys, is ridiculous. And I have 2 sets of brand new RAM that I can use. What do you think of the Canon M50? I love the Canon M50. The Canon M50 surprisingly really did a nice job of holding its own value for this long. It was my first camera that I ever bought, and it's what really started. My cell phone is what got me my first paid job, and then I quickly earned enough money to get an M50. And I had that about for a year before I upgraded to a new camera, but that's really what kicked it off for me. I recently gave it away to a family member, and she loves it. They love it. Also, are you fucking jinxed? Is it hard? It just started raining. My bad, bro. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I built mine a few years ago with my stimulus check. Yeah. So right now, Chelsea, if you haven't seen, RAM prices have like 5x what they normally cost. I have 2 sticks of RAM, 4 sticks of RAM, 2 sets, I should say, two sticks of RAM, 64 gigs. And each one is priced at like $800. Opinion on the DJI Osmo. The Pocket 3 is fantastic for vlogging. Do I upgrade from the Sony ZV-E10-1 to the Sony 67? That's a solid upgrade. Yeah, that's a solid upgrade for sure. Yeah, definitely a solid upgrade. I need to spend some time cleaning up my setup and organizing this, because now that I can see that I am multi-streaming, I can organize this to have multiple setups where I can have this top view point down. Yeah, this will be really cool. This will be really cool, you guys. Really, really cool. I got my first camera today. Sick, dude. What'd you get? What'd you get, man? What'd you get, and what are you going to use it for? Canon R50. Sick. That's what I'm using right now. Yeah, right now I'm using a Canon R50. Over in the YouTube world, what are you guys doing with your cameras? What do? You photographers, videographers, content creators? What are you actually trying to get better at? Does it make sense to go from the M50 to the R50? I think so. PMGR30, what up? I have a question. I just bought my ZV-E10 with Tamron 1770 for videos, basically social media, short clips, and medium. Is that good? Hell yeah! PMGR30. Hell yeah, that's a good lens for sure. Good lens and camera combo. The ZV-E10 is like, if you already own the ZV-E10, it's still a great camera. But ever since the ZV-E10 2 came out, they just made some really, really nice improvements to it. Some improvements that when people are considering buying one, like they haven't purchased one yet, I tell them, don't even look at the ZV-E10 1, just go for the ZV-E10 2. PMGR30, thank you for contributing to the chat in YouTube. I'm really trying to to get the chat going over there, but thanks for contributing. That was a great question. Funny thing is, my mate got an EOS R1. Woo! That's more than my cruiser. Yeah, the R1. If I could have, I have my dream camera already, you guys. It's the C50. This is my dream camera, and if I had unlimited money, the camera that I would buy would be the what's it called? The R1, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But it was 600 euro in the Mark II. Yeah. I know the Mark II is a lot more expensive. I own one. I have the ZVE 10 II. It's really, really good, and yeah, it's $1,000. I get it. In my opinion, the $400 from 600 to 1,000, the 400 difference, totally worth it for me. I think we hear you twice, my friend. Uh-oh. I wonder why that is. Mic check. Mic check. Oh, there is twice. Uh-oh. You guys didn't tell me that over on YouTube there was an echo. Thank you. Video capture device. I wonder why that is. Anyways, I fixed it. Did I fix it, PM GR30? Thank you for letting me know. Nobody in the YouTube told me that I was over here. I haven't checked my YouTube stream. Exactly. I want to upgrade. You good now? Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Nobody else was holding me down. I've been live over there for 40, 50 minutes. Nobody said nothing. Let's see. What lens do you recommend for the Sony ZV-E10? For the E-mount crop sensor cameras, I recommend the Sigma. The Sigma crop lenses, those are really, really nice. Brees, how do you transition from hobby to getting paid for photographer, and how do we know what to charge? You need a portfolio, and you need to know what kind of photography you want to do, and then create a portfolio based around the photos that you want to get paid for. I do a lot of pageant and model shoots, trying to expand into branding and podcast. Oh, sick, bro. Yeah. Is the A7 II good? That's a little old by now. You're good. What's your dream camera again? Sorry. The R1. Oh, this is my dream camera. I already own it. I already own my dream camera. It's the C50. Yeah, I already have it. I bought it in December. I bought it day one. I actually got my hands on it the night before it was supposed to be released. Yeah, that was kind of cool. The A7C II good? Yes, it is. For compact every. Hell yeah, dude. That camera's great. Muted. Your sound is now good. Unmute. What is going on with I need to go over to YouTube just to check it out. YouTube's asking for too much. Yeah, so this is part of the thing, right? Is getting better at this. Is figuring out all the technical difficulties, guys. For the I've been part of like video and photo world for like ever, and like managing audio and stuff like that just for my own projects. And I can tell you that doing all of this broadcasting and stuff, the video part of the lighting and all that shit was relatively easy. The hardest part is always the audio, dude. Always the audio. The audio routing is always a pain in the ass, dude. It's the most complex thing ever. What was your last gig you had, and what was it like? My last gig, I guess technically, so I work full time as a content creator, and from time to time, my bosses will ask me to do like a photo shoot for them, and I did that last Wednesday, and it was great. It was great. They're not like professional models or anything like that, so this was they're kind of like a little stiff. They don't know what to do with their hands, and like they don't know their poses because they don't get their photographs taken. But what I was doing was we needed to refreshen their website, so I had to create content for their website. I had to take headshots and had to take like candid photos for them to upgrade their website. YouTube's asking too much. A 6700 6,000 good. Yeah. How about lenses like Viltrox and Mikey? Because natives is too expensive for me. Viltrox and Mikey are fine Chinese brands. You know, just know, Josh, that you get what you pay for. But they're good, man. They're solid lenses. They're good to just put on and use. You know, there's nothing really like wow about them. Uh, how long did you get to have all the stuff that you need? It took me about 4 years, 5 years, and to this day, I'm still buying stuff. So that question's from YouTube. Okay, if I want to have a dedicated camera for photos and one for video, which are your picks? I think the best combo is the C50 and the R6 Mark III. How is it possible that like a Samsung S26 has 40 megapixel lens? They just fit everything on that sensor. They just fit everything on the sensor. But they just, and they have a lot of like, they use a lot of digital like processing to like make sure that the photo looks good. Yeah, that's a good question though. That's a good question. ZVE 10.2 with the Sigma 16 1.4 for photography, vlogs, and webcam. Yeah, Danny Davino. That's a really nice setup. I have that setup. I have the ZVE 10.2 with the 16 millimeter Sigma f 1.4. Um, it's a little tight for vlogs, like handheld vlogs, like when you're holding out your camera like this. But it's still really really good. Dari, I want a camera that I can use to vlog, but also maybe stream. Any suggestions? The R50V, the R50, or the ZVE 10.2. I didn't know there was an R6 Mark III. Yeah, it's right here. Check it out. R6 Mark III. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. R6 Mark III. Really, really nice camera. It just came out in December. Four viewers over on the YouTube, you guys. Should I get sound effects? I need to figure out how to route sound effects. I have like a little clapping emojis and shit that come down. Yeah. Have any of you guys here in the chat considered doing any kind of live streaming? Live streaming has really been like, I've been pleasantly surprised with it. It took me about a month to like really figure it all out, but once I got going, it was pretty awesome. I live stream here on TikTok. Sick, bro. What kind of stuff do you live stream, Scott? What are your streams about? And what do you use to stream? The reason why I went with TikTok, and I think this is a pretty common sentiment, TikTok to me seemed like the lowest barrier of entry where I could just get on stream, learn how to interact with people, learn how to read the chat and navigate the UI and all that stuff. Um, and that's why I chose to go there, you know.
Dari, thank you for the gift. Appreciate the rose. Mostly graphic design work and some of my photography. Sick, dude. Sick. Yeah, I've seen a couple of graphic designers that do, or graphic artists that like draw on their iPad, and I've also seen like artists that use like pencil and sketch, like sketch artists. So I've seen all kinds of artists on here, and they sell their work. Like they have a link. They're doing their work live, with just the camera pointed at their hand, pencil, and paper, or their drawing pad, and then they have links in their bio to buy their work or to get hired for commission work. I'm like, fucking genius, dude, genius. Is the A7 III outdated? No, I don't think so, not yet. Which cages do you recommend for the C50? I have the small rig one. The small rig one is pretty nice. It was pretty inexpensive. They also sell the what's it called? The what's that other brand? Condor? I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, the Condor one is all. That one's a little bit more expensive though. My computer sucks, so sometimes just for my iPhone, sometimes I use my phone as a camera source. Yeah, for sure. Prison artists. I've seen some prison artists too. Yeah. One time I saw a live of a guy bottling air. And he was he had long hair, very, very hippie look, and he was out in the wilderness bottling air and then labeling it. And his whole thing was that he was selling bottled air from the different places. I think he lived out of his van, like a van life kind of person. But you'd go to his link in bio and he'd have jars, empty jars of air. Well, I guess they're not empty, they have air in them, from different locations. So he'd be like, fresh air from the mountains of X, Y, and Z, and he would go to like different places and just capture air. And his live was him capturing fresh air. He would be opening jars. He'd be like, yeah, you could definitely tell this is from Montana. And yeah, man, when I saw that guy, I was like, I'm gonna try it. Not to sell air, but you know what I mean. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this world is awesome. This world is fucking awesome. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send this over here to this, and then send this over here. Yeah, there we go. Lost my YouTube chat. Here it is. What was your favorite movie without thinking too much? My favorite movie without think. Oh, there was a movie called Pan's Labyrinth. I forget who the director was, but he does a really. Who was that? Pan's Labyrinth. It was in Spanish. It was really good. I checked the ZV-E10 feel of it and menu, smaller in hand than Canon and Nikon. Different focusing. That was my, Charles, that was my first observation on the Sony. I have the Sony ZV-E10 and the autofocus to me is a little bit too digitally. Great camera though. Great camera. I like it for what I'm using it for. Is the tilt-a-cage, Khaled. That was it. It was the tilt-a-cage that what did I say? Condor? Yeah, the tilt-a-cage is good. It's a little bit more expensive, but they're essentially the same thing. Small rig does have like when I got my cage, the tilt-a-cage wasn't available, and I bought my small rig cage next day. Make sure to get the one for the one that goes on the handle as well. There's a piece that goes to the handle, so they sell it in kits. There's one kit that's just the body only, and then there's like an ultimate kit that has like everything. At least get the one that has the little bracket for the handle as well. What's some camera bag must-haves? Might be an idea for a video. Ooh, that is camera bag must-haves. Thank you. That's a great video for sure. Camera bag must-haves. I think right now, guys, there's one must-have. It's the PGY Tech SD card reader. PGY Tech has been sending me their products for the past couple of months, and one of the things that they sent me was a PGY Tech card reader. Other brands make it. I do have a couple of them. Let me see. And I actually dug this out of my camera bag. So PGY Tech makes these things right here. They sent me this one. These are fantastic. This one's a little bigger. This one's for SD cards and CF Express cards and micro SDs. But they also sell this tiny one that's just for SDs and micro SDs. But these have integrated cables in them that you're able to just upload your stuff to your cell phone if you want to get stuff out, or your laptop. But the cool thing about these is that they're super fast. They have some really fast transfer speed. And then this brand sent me one as well from Lano. It does the same thing, essentially. This one is for SDs and micro SDs, and they also have the cable built into it. But like I said, the cool thing about them is that they have the fast transfer speed, which so this would be a camera bag must-have for sure. Video ideas. Thank you for the video idea. That's pretty good. What's your ultimate goal in life? Camera world? Camera world, I already have a really awesome job creating content. So I think I already did that, but I'd like to get my my content up and generate more affiliate sales. And my goal right now for, I have it written down. My goal for 2026 is to have $1,000 per month in affiliate commissions via recommending products that I use and creating content around it. So that's like my goal. Because if you guys go to my pages, I talk about camera products and lenses and camera gear, lights, SD cards. Like that's what I do in terms of like the income that I have from like this kind of stuff, right? Have you ever tried the Canon RF 1200 FA? I have never tried that. No, no way. Best lens for the XT50? I have no idea. The XT50 is a Fujifilm. Don't they have like a really nice pancake lens, like a 23 millimeter? That one, or 23 or 28? I forget. Those ones are really nice. Let's talk about the $2,500. There's a $25,000 Hasselblad. How do you get brand deals? You get brand deals just by creating content about the brands that you want to work with and then reaching out to them. What a setup. What tripod should I buy? The tripods that I buy are from Small Rig and from KNF Concept. Also, guys, if you are interested in the products that I use, including my gear, my computers, my lights, my lenses, my cameras, my webcams, all of that stuff you can find in my link in bio. That is in, where is it? Right up here in my profile. I have a storefront there, and those are all affiliate links. I was checking it out today, and I'm wondering, I did one little like idea list. That's what they're called, idea list. And I made one. It was like my ZVE10 camera rig, like a full rig breakdown. I got a YouTube notification. No monies. 3 viewers on YouTube. All right. Hello, YouTube world. What are you guys up to? You guys are quiet in the chat, man. I'm trying to respond. You guys just aren't asking any questions. You guys are just lurking. And also, one thing that I'm learning too, guys, is different platforms have different people behave differently on different platforms. The same viewer can be on TikTok and also be on YouTube, but they interact with the content differently, which is the behavior is different. It's really interesting. Can zoom, wide area, center movement focusing? Can custom dials and buttons look good for start? I have no idea what the fuck you just asked, Charles. Yo, I'm planning to upgrade to an A6000 as a beginner. Thoughts? A6000 is good to get started with, man. Literally all cameras, in my opinion, are good to get started with. Just get started. Just do it. Just buy one, pull the trigger, and go for it. I prefer hybrid. Which one is better, Sony A7 III or Lumix S5 2X? Ooh, I don't know, man. The Lumix S5 2X is so inexpensive. Astra Sonans, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. I want to start shooting editorial. I'm thinking about the A7R2. Do it. For sure, do it. Why not? New followers. Oh no, 6 new followers over on TikTok. Guys, for those of you guys that are just hanging out on TikTok, I appreciate you. If you're not following, consider doing so, please. Please and thank you. Really trying to get these goals for the end of March. The quality difference between YouTube and TikTok is insane. Is it better, Chandler, over on YouTube? Or is it better on TikTok? The Noel Edit. What's up, Noel Edit? Harry Drew, welcome back, buddy. I need to check over on YouTube, actually. I haven't even checked it out. How do you think about movies when you say they were filmed on an iPhone? I've never actually watched the movie that was filmed on YouTube 1000%. Really? Hey, look at that. Somebody's saying that on YouTube the quality is like 1,000,000 times better. That's crazy. I'm gonna check. I'm not asking you guys to go over there. Stay where you are. If you're watching me somewhere, just stay there. But somebody's saying that my YouTube is crazy over on. How do I even watch my own lives? Oh, there I am, right here. I mean, it does look good. I can't see a difference really from my cell phone. It looks pretty decent here as well. I'm a little, my white balance is a little off. I can tell that for sure. I look better on my computer screen than I do on my cell phone. But Chandler, thanks for letting me know though. That's pretty cool. I'm a beginner based in Uganda trying to go pro, but I've done some photography, wanted some tips. Keep practicing, bro. Those are the tips, man. Might be the crop on TikTok. Oh, yeah. So there is a crop because I am feeding one video over. But also on YouTube, I am streaming vertically as well. But I have no idea how to find my YouTube live on Shorts. because I'm streaming vertically over there as well. But I don't even know how to look for it, you know? Yeah, Chandler, but thank you for letting me know. I might switch this camera to a full frame camera, and that might get me better resolutions on both. Again, I'm still testing this out, you know? Still testing this out. Audio sounds good, music sounds good, everything sounds good. Audio sounds good, music sounds good, everything sounds good. Cool. Photographer pro, but don't know how to start my social media attention. Don't know how to start your social media. You just start. Don't see you in shorts at all. Is it a separate live? No, it's the exact same live. That's the thing. Like I have no idea how to send people because YouTube Shorts, you know, is really different than like TikTok, the algorithm or whatever. So the experience is very different. But YouTube recently let you dual stream to the YouTube like feed, normal horizontal feed, and also a vertical feed. But they don't let you switch. It's just a cutout of your horizontal feed. But I digress. I have no idea how people find you over there. So kind of my thinking, just thinking out loud or thinking for myself, is like if somebody is scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and truthfully, guys, even you guys on TikTok, how many of you guys actually spend time on YouTube Shorts looking at content? Like you guys consume content on TikTok. I can tell you that I never fucking do it. I'm rarely ever on YouTube Shorts. But YouTube Shorts get like crazy amounts of exposure. Boo, YouTube Shorts. What up, Malik? Yeah, YouTube Shorts never. I'm never on it. And also, it is important. So why I ask you guys, because it's important to for me to never think of myself as my own behaviors and think that that's accurate for everybody that watches me. So everybody's behaviors is very unique, right? But I've never been on YouTube Shorts just like how I am on TikTok. You know what I mean? When I first got into photography, Julia. Hey, Julia. I'm Julia. Check this out. I'm on YouTube as well. Also, you can switch your phone horizontal and you can watch me horizontal. When I first got into photography, it took me about a year to figure out shutter speed and brightness. Yeah. No, photography's hard, dude. Photography's hard. Also, I'm dual streaming over on YouTube, Julia. I never do it either. I don't even know there were YouTube Shorts. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm also over on the YouTube channel. Woohoo! 5 concurrent viewers, guys. 5 viewers on the YouTube. And what am I at on TikTok? 9. I've peaked a lot, though. So on YouTube, I've had 55 viewers max. And on TikTok, I've had 815. Photography is hard and it is expensive. Yep. Sony A7 IV. Sony A7 IV. Thumbs up. Been more on YouTube than TikTok here recently. TikTok's algorithm has been wacky lately. Has it? I haven't really noticed much of a difference. Oh, Chandler, my guy. I thought I recognized your name, broski. I thought I recognized your name. How did you find me, bro? You were just on YouTube? I was like, I think I know that name, but you have a different name than you do on TikTok, right? Yeah, bro, Chandler, I finally started dual streaming, man. Finally started dual streaming. So I'm dual streaming on TikTok in 2 formats and also on YouTube. I was like, I gotta do it. I've been kind of putting it off for so long that I was like, let me just get going. And right now on YouTube, it says that I have 5 concurrent viewers. I don't know how true that is, though. Can I see on my thing? 7 people. Woohoo! 7 people. Yeah, it says there's 7 people in here. That's crazy. Never in my life, man. Never in my life. I'm feeling a little reminiscent right now, guys. I have 2 of them and love it. Yeah, the A7 IV is sick, dude. Well, I came to say that Disney hired me to play a new Mickey Mouse at Disneyland. Nice. Congratulations. How to change the aspect ratio horizontal, different platforms, camera crop to full frame is 9:16. Charles, I'm having a tough time understanding what you're saying, broski. How to change the aspect ratio horizontal, different platforms. So Charles, let me try to answer this. If you want to stream or you want to create content vertically, then flip your camera vertically. You could go like this, but then you're gonna get a crop. So if you want it to be a clean image, rotate your camera, right? Same for photos. We talked about it a while back. LOL, my TikTok views tanked, so I took a break. I'm about to kick it off again. But YouTube been popping. Yeah, bro. I think I told you what was it in early January. I'm like, focus some time over on YouTube, man. YouTube is really where it's at. I had the different adverse effect or reverse effect. My TikTok was really booming, but then again, I also haven't created any YouTube content since early January. So that's kind of the way that it goes. If you don't create content, then you're not getting your views don't climb yet, right? I'm starting to get on photography. What beginner camera should you get? You should get an R50. Yeah, you should get an R50. You ever get that Wukong vid up? Yeah, I posted a Wukong video. It was on a different channel though. I have a gaming channel that I've ignored for the past like 9 months while I was building this channel up. But yeah, I posted the Wukong channel. I got a little discouraged because I was really ramping up my gaming channel, or trying to, because I was preparing for the launch of GTA 6, but then it got pushed back again. So I kind of put that channel aside, and then this channel started to kind of pop off a little bit. The last time I was streaming The Last of Us, The Last of Us 2. I have an R50 with a kit lens. I will buy my next lens. Should it be the Nifty 50 or the Sigma? I think it should be the Sigma 18 to 50 f2.0. That's a great question, Kai. Yeah, that's a really good question. The thing with the YouTube, though, is that because there's not... I was saying earlier, Chandler, if you're still in here, that people's behaviors are different on different platforms. And the people that have been like hanging out and lurking on YouTube, they're not contributing much to the chat, which is fine. You know, I'm still talking through TikTok because I'm also live on TikTok, and people are really contributing to the chat over there. So I think... I also have a tough time like just talking to camera without any feedback back, responding to people and stuff. So for me, I think it's beneficial for me to dual stream so that I have multiple. Yeah. That makes sense. So because I spent so much time building up my TikTok, as soon as I go live, people start really coming in and asking questions and stuff, and it's kind of helping me create content. I should be recording this, but I'm not because I'm an asshole. Oh my God, I'm the worst, dude. I'm the worst content creator in the world, dude. R50V or R8 for video? Phil Shalom. Phil Shalom. R50V or the R8 for video? If you can afford the R8, go for the R8, dude. For sure. 100% agree with that. Yeah, the R8 is a better camera. It's a full frame camera, has a great sensor, good for low light. The only thing I say about the R8 and why I'm not recommending it as much as I used to is because I have a feeling that they're going to have a refresh on the R8 this year. Hi, I have a question for a beginner wanting to do landscape, wildlife. Which camera is good? Any camera is good. I'm thinking of these options. Which one would you recommend? Canon R50, Fujifilm, or Sony 6400? I would probably do the Sony A6400. Sony A6400. You have a lot cheaper lens options, and the A6400 you can get a Tamron lens, 70 to 180, which is relatively inexpensive. I can tell you that it's a lot cheaper than any of those other two brands' lenses. Especially if you're a beginner. One of the things that I find very common among people that are just getting started with this photography, videography, lenses, cameras, is that when you start looking at what quality costs, or what, in order to get quality, what the price tag of quality looks like, and it's pretty eye-popping. Camera and camera lenses are incredibly expensive. Yeah, incredibly expensive. I just want to take pictures for fun, so I choose the RP or R10. R10. I would get the R10 for sure. R10 for sure. Oh, I can add a goal. What's a goal? 10 super chats. Teal or higher. Timer 30 minutes. You can add goals, I guess. So now I have to spend some time learning about the YouTube UI when it comes to lives. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All of this stuff is really cool, man. Now that I have a big ass monitor here. The G9, I think. I forget what it's called. It's like one of those curved monitors. And the way that I have this set up, I'm like really liking it. I probably need to get one other monitor though. Maybe I'll put one up there. That monitors my stuff a little bit more. Is it true budget lenses on Sony is much cheaper than Canon? Yes, there are no budget lenses on Canon RF. There are zero. Phil Shalom, thank you for the question. That's another good question. Another good one. Yeah, budget lenses. The budget lenses are crop sensor lenses, and they're Sigma, and they're still pretty expensive. They're still pretty expensive. Not all of them. But crop sensors in general, crop sensor lenses are usually cheaper to begin with. Let's start this playlist over. I wonder if there's a way that I can get 2 chats in one chat. Oh, it probably has to be Caster Labs, right? Do I still have that? I see a few on Amazon pre-used going for decent price. Lenses? I don't want to mess with that right now. Don't want to mess with that right now. Yeah, but the E-mount is so like wide open though that there's so many options now, you know. One of the reasons why, actually the main reason why I got a Sony ZV-E10 II was because I was starting to get asks from brands on YouTube and TikTok that were E-mount and Sony related, and I bought that camera because it was like the nicest affordable camera that I could buy that I was interested in, so that I can take on like more opportunities. Yeah, so I can take more opportunities from like, hopefully like my next goal is to get like noticed by Viltrox and get some stuff from Viltrox. I've been trying to reach out to them for a while with no luck, but just got to keep making content. Got to keep sending them videos of mine and just keep reaching out, because one day they'll see me. One day they'll see me. Recommend camera affordable that is E-mount, good for church shot. What's a church shot? What's that? E-mount camera that I recommend though is the ZV-E10 II. Using for a church event. Yeah, ZV-E10 II. I just took Amelia's 3-month pictures. They turned out so cute. I can't wait to edit them tonight. Nice. Julia, what has been, so have you used all the lenses? I know that you like the 16mm, but which one, have you used any of the other ones? What gimbal do you recommend for the R50? I recommend the DJI RS4 Mini. Yeah, the DJI RS4 Mini for sure. Just a little. I'm not comfortable with the others yet. Yeah. Yeah, the 16 is nice. The 16 is my all-time favorite lens. The 16mm is definitely my all-time favorite lens. What other one is there? So you could try the one that has the adapter, the 35mm from Canon. That lens right there is a macro lens, and I think I mentioned it to you in the video that I made. The macro lens is really, really nice if you want to take like photos of jewelry, or you just want to get really close to a subject, like really, really close. Is $250 for a gimbal on eBay a good deal? Depends on the gimbal. I don't typically buy $250. What gimbal is it? I usually don't buy from eBay because I just don't like it gives me the heebie-jeebies. $250 for the RS4 Pro. Does it, if it has the little module? Yeah. Yeah. I typically don't buy used stuff on eBay though. I just don't. To be honest, I'm still using the Canon M50 Mark II with Viltrox adapter speed booster. If I upgrade, what camera do you recommend? I do video and photo. The R50V, Phil Shalom. Yeah, the R50V is great. Where is a good place to buy used? MPB, B&H, and KEH, and Adorama. Those sites usually have warranties and return policies and customer service. Ben Brazo, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What are we at? 3 viewers on the YouTube, you guys. Hey, this is, you know what's crazy? maybe it's not crazy, but it's crazy to me, or something that I'm realizing. When I started this back in December or November, there was nobody in here, man. There's people here now, and there've been people here that have been here this entire time. So we all start somewhere. We all start somewhere. Is the MPB is absolutely amazing. Hell yeah, dude. Over on YouTube, we got a comment. All right, we're not dead over on YouTube. What's up, buddy? Larry B, Creative Lens. I have a D750 and a D700. I'm planning to get a D4s or D5 for sports, low light, event, travel, wildlife. Should I buy another body? Am I good with my current combo? 2 bodies, bro. 2 bodies is good. 3 bodies is like a lot, man. Think about your payload. You know what I mean? When I go out to a professional shoot, I always carry 2 bodies on me. I do have a 3rd body, but it's a very, very small emergency backup in case one of my camera bodies fails. So that way I have 2, but I never bring like another heavy ass rig as a 3rd body. I always have 2 minimum and 3 if it's something serious, like a wedding. If I'm at a wedding where somebody's paying me $5-6 grand, I'll definitely bring a 2nd photographer, 3 camera bodies for me, but I'll only be using 2, and I'll put the 3rd one in, like I'll leave it in the car in case something goes wrong with my 1 camera. But rocking 3 bodies on you, like as a full thing, that's not a backup, is a little much for me. Is the Canon R50 good for beginners? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. R50 is sick. A6500 or 64 for sports or any type of videography? Yes. Yeah, those are very entry-level cameras, the 65 and 64. I actually have never really compared the 65 to the 64. Get an A7 III if you are in the price point. Camera community that shoot together, stay together. I need to practice on subjects that stay still and don't have the attention span of goldfish. It's called, Julia, it's called still life. So what I like to do when I'm practicing still life is, like, I have this thing that I was practicing on the other day. Or actually, this was a long time ago. But something like this. So this is like, you know, a very, very easy subject to photograph. But if you can put this around your house and then play around with some light, this isn't going to move on you because it's still, right? Actually, guys, this was a project. I did a project a long time ago for this brand right here. And they sent me like 20 of these. It's like a party favors. It's a girl. They were selling party favors. And like they sent me white and black, which is really cool. But anyways, when you set up like a pot, you know, and this is fake because it won't die on me. But set up a little scene. That's kind of fun to me. Like, you know, I used to do other things that got me in trouble for fun. And now I take pictures of just random shit around my house and I try to play with lighting and stuff like that, right? I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's fun. And practicing still life photography it's still kind of like hones your skills, and you get to play around with your settings a little bit, and then you take those photos and then put them into Lightroom or you edit them, and like there's a, you know, it's a whole process too. So I'm gonna crack a window, you guys. It's getting a little steamy in here. The sun is like beating down on this camera. Uh-oh. My camera's actually overheating because the sun was right on it. I have one of those. I'll be right back, you guys. I have one of those fans. Hey, kitty. Ulanzi sent me this like a million years ago, and I never used it for anything. Different atmosphere, lighting, look today. Yeah. I switched up my lighting. I have a window right here, and during the day I like to open it up, but I forget that the sun beats down on this camera. So let's see, 1 second. Does this have battery? Probably not. Probably not. And I have this tiny little fan that clips onto the back of the camera. And Ulanzi sent me this like a long time ago. And then it just kind of fixes itself to it. And it uses a little spring. I'm sure you've seen them. And it just attaches itself to the back of the camera screen. And it has 2 modes. And then it pulls air pretty nicely. But Ulanzi sent me this like a million years ago, and I never ever opened it. It is fun. Yeah, it's a nice hobby, you know, and it's a hobby that you can do by yourself and nobody's bothering you, and you know, you could just kind of like no pressure. Got a question. Use R50. If I use an R50V with an EF-S adapter and I use EF lenses, the quality will still be the same with RF lenses. It won't be noticeable. It definitely won't be noticeable, but essentially it'll be the same. I recently got a 6400 with a kit lens. Any recommendations for a lens? I'm looking at the 18-105. The 18-105, that sounds like a variable aperture lens, and I don't really recommend variable aperture lenses. I think they're like a waste of money, in my opinion. 7 viewers on YouTube. Woohoo! Look at that, guys. Look at that. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so this little fan, we'll see if it cools it down any. It should. It should cool it down. The sun was just directly beating down on it, which was not ideal. I've been live with this camera setup for like... One time I did a live that was like 8 hours long. I did that in like November. Was it in November? Yeah, it was back in the days when I was going really, really hard. Hey, it's already dropping in its temperature. Yeah, it acts pretty fast. It was flashing, and it's been on for less than a minute, about a minute or so, and it's already dropping its temperature. So it works. Yeah, 8 hours, Julia. That's what I said. That's what I said. I learned a lot, though. I did learn a lot. Harry Drew, I do urban photography, but I feel weird taking pictures of random people. What should I do? Harry, are you in the United States? I take pictures. I do street photography. Actually, Harry, if you're not following, consider doing so, because I've been going live doing street photography as well. Yeah, New York City. Yeah, bro, just do it, man. Just do it, though, because I do street photography all the time, and I used to feel the same way of taking pictures of like random people and stuff like that. But what I learned is I'm just kind of minding my own business, taking pictures of people. Now, there is like a boundary that I'm not going to cross, right? So like I would never take pictures of homeless people or of children. Basically anybody that is like in a vulnerable position, meaning like if somebody's clearly like homeless or is an addict or is struggling with mental health, like I'll never photograph them. One, because ethical reasons, and also privacy reasons. And I don't want to cross that line and boundary of like showing people in their worst light, you know, and not their best light, you know. So I don't do those homeless people, you know, people that are clearly struggling, and children. Other than that, next to one tier above that is that I don't go up to people and like get my camera in their face. So I'm not that person, right? But I am taking pictures of the environment, the surroundings, people walking through places and stuff like that. And then if I see somebody, and I did this in my live the other day, I do see somebody, I will ask them, it's like, hey, can I get a portrait of you? And they see me with camera gear, they see me with a camera, and they know that I'm not just some weirdo with a cell phone, right? And some people will say, no, I have to go. But some people say yes. Did you review a Canon C50? Have I reviewed it? I don't think I've made a YouTube video about it, but I did do a first impressions for the C50. So sorry, I question a lot. It's all good, bro. Please keep the questions coming, man, because YouTube is like really, really quiet. YouTube is really quiet, but that's all right. We're trying to get more people interacting and asking questions over on YouTube, so keep them coming. So sorry, I have a question, bro. R50V or A7 III is still worth it? It just depends on what you're doing. I really like the features on the R50V. The A7 III is obviously a full frame camera, right? But the A7 III is like much older now. Contemplating that C50, just wondering if there's an info only screen when using a monitor. No, when you're using the monitor, when you're using an external monitor, you can see and interact with the screen on the camera fully. It's like, it's really, really nice, bro. It's a full-on cinema camera. Yeah, it's a full-on cinema camera, so. What do you, K Machina Films, what do you currently use right now, broski? The C50 is a monster, man. The C50 is an absolute monster. The FX3 Mark II, when it comes out though, it's gonna probably rattle some cages as well. But right now, until that happens, the C50 is on top of the small form factor cinema cameras. I need a cinema rig for under 10K. Yeah. So 10K is great. You have a lot of options for 10K. The C50 is 4,000, a little over 4,000. So sold my Canon R5 Mark 1, so I have just got the R6 Mark 2 and a red. Only want Canon just for smaller stuff. Yeah, bro. I think you'll be really happy with the C50, broski. And the fact that you already have an R6 Mark II, is your red an RF mount? It sounds like you know cameras already, bro. You're going to be happy with the C50. So yeah, so when I rig out my C50 with a monitor, I was really, really happy to see that I have full access and full control of my monitor on my camera, and then also full interaction on my screen as well. And also I could record at the same time. What's crazy that I could change, it's my first cinema camera. You have already cinema camera, so you're more experienced than I am. I was really blown away with some of the cinema features that are on here, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing on it. I have an old 7D. Do you have any ideas what I should do with it? Is it good? You should use it, man. You should use it. Also, the top handle on the C50, bro, is pretty incredible, man. It's really, really nice. It's really, really nice. Yes, don't see a point of trying Sony from scratch or Nikon ZR because of the lenses. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. If I were to get, I was on the really close to buying a Nikon ZR, but then I thought about all the whole lens ecosystem and all that stuff and learning the menus and that was going to be a whole fucking thing for me. So yeah, that was going to be like a whole thing, which I wasn't opposed to, but starting all over on a new system was going to be. Would the C100 be good? Oliver, I got to be honest with you. The only experience that I have with cinema cameras is the C50. I don't know what a C100 is. I have seen the wooden camera upgrades. They look great. I like the FX2, but again, the lenses. Yeah, no, the C50 is the C50, bro. If you already have the R6 Mark II and the red, and you're already using the Canon lenses, the C50 is the way to go. The open gate on it is just a good bonus if you like open gate stuff. I was using open gate the other day. Alex from YouTube. Hello, hello. Welcome in. I wish manufacturers would build a stills photo camera exclusively. It seems like the market is more hybrid and video centric. I'm looking for fire pure still system. Any recommendations? For just stills, the A7R series is pretty great. Alex, thank you. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, the A7R. What camera systems do you like, bro? Holy crap, it's noon already. R5C. R5C, I would, if you have 10K, Oliver, I would probably just get the C50, man. The R5C is still good. That's a crazy sensor too, though. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy sensor. Kieran, have you done any sponsor retainers for camera brands? If so, how did you come about? Not for camera brands, camera accessory brands, yes. Fuji. Bro, the Fuji, the X106, man. The X106, in my opinion, is like the ideal photography camera. I think it has, the Fuji X106 has like 40 megapixels. It has a built-in lens. It's like, it's really, really great, man. Autofocus is not great, though, compared to the competition. Yeah, but if you're asking for just photos, man, I think the Fujifilm X106 is fantastic for just purely photos. I have one, and that's why I have it, for just photography. Honestly, guys, just get an Arri Alexa, best bang for your buck. Yeah, Arri Alexa for sure. Get a Venice, right? What do you think about the fully manual telephoto lenses that are like $50? Do not spend your money on those lenses, unless it's a vintage lens. Fuji is best for traveling. Fuji is best for traveling, man. I agree, but fixed lens. Well, that's the reason why I like Alex on YouTube. That's why I like that Fuji, is because it is a fixed lens, man. If I'm thinking, your question was like photography, right? That camera is like, when I hold it, that's the only thing that I'm thinking about. Strictly just photography. I don't have to worry about the focal length. I don't have to worry about the anything except like what my subject is, my composition, and like it's purely like a pure photography camera. That's why I'm recommending it, because that's what you said, right? You said you wanted just purely photos, and like the fact that I don't have to like change my lenses, think about focal lengths, think about this, that. It's a constant f2. It's an f2 minimum aperture, I should say, or maximum aperture. It has an ND filter built into it. It's great, man. It's great. Don't do what I did. Take a red to the pyramids. That'd be wild, bro. That would be wild. I'd be afraid to take a expensive rig without security anywhere to like any of those countries. Like to go to Egypt with like a fully rigged out thing and no security is kind of sketch to me, dude. Yeah. Without a security team, I'd be kind of like, ugh. How does camera insurance work? You just buy it and then you get coverage. Sometimes you got to take a risk for the shot. I say no, sir. I say no. I do not want to risk being robbed, kidnapped, and held hostage for a camera. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yo, earlier today, this is a true story. Earlier today, I was like checking out Instagram as I was waking up, and I saw somebody using two magic arms on a camera on the bottom, like extended out like this, and it was attached to a rim of a car, and the shot was the nameplate of the center of the rim, which was like Ford or Mercedes, and the camera was like rotating like this on the wheel, and I was like, why would you do that? Like, what kind of shot are you trying to get? Because the way that it was framed, and it was only like less than 12 inches off of the rim itself. I'm like, why are you driving with your camera on the rim of a tire? Like that shot, you know, so that's what I think of when I hear people say, you got to risk it for the shot. Like, no, you don't, dude. No, you don't. You absolutely do not. Harry, I have an old 7D. Do you have any ideas? What should I do? My suggestion is for you to use it, bro. Use it. Yeah, 100% use it. All right, so that fan is working, so that was good. That camera never overheats, guys. Never overheats, so it just did today because of the window. Tried asking to insure. Yeah, so I can only speak about insurance, the one that I have, which is State Farm, for my gear. But I can only speak about insurance about in the United States. Other countries are going to be very different, right? What up, Seth? Welcome back. How many people we got on TikTok? 14. All right, 14 people. 10 new followers. For those of you guys that aren't following on TikTok or on YouTube, please consider doing so. We got 4 viewers on YouTube, guys. 5 viewers on YouTube. Woohoo! Trying to grow this, guys, slowly but surely. Feel free to keep the questions coming. Also, feel free to share the live out with people that might benefit from asking questions or trying to buy their first camera. Have you tried a VCM? I have not. I think if I were to get a VCM lens, the only one that I really, really am tempted is the 24 or the 35. Those ones look really nice to me, man. Yeah. The next lens that's really on my wish list, K Machina, is the 24 to 105 Z lens, the f2.8. That's the one I really want. I'm Monkey Man on YouTube. On YouTube, just commented before. Oh, appreciate it. Monkey Man. Did I see your chat already? I don't think I saw a Monkey Man today. There's only like 4 people that have commented. I didn't see a Monkey Man. I tried that lens, very light. Yeah. Alex, if you had to have only one camera, what would it be? The R5 Mark II. R5 Mark II with a 28 to 70 f2 lens. If I had to get rid of all my cameras and all my lenses, I would keep the R5 Mark II and the 28 to 70. Yeah, what about you, Alex? What camera would you keep? I tried that lens, very light. I have a Sony 64. How good is a Tamron 28 f2.8 lens? I've never used it, but it sounds pretty nice. 28 to 200. That sounds like an insane field of view or focal range. I love the f2 lenses. Yeah, the 28 to 70 f2 is sick, dude. Just recently upgraded to the Nikon Z6 III and trying to decide if I need another lens. LOL, I have the 35 and 85. Britt, I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. What focal length are you missing, do you think? You know, for starting out, you know, everybody needs to, we said this the other day, but the holy trinity of lenses. Everybody should aspire to at least have one lens from the holy trinity, and eventually over the course of your career, eventually get all three of them. I'm doing wedding photography, mostly just debating a zoom. It sounds like you don't have a wide, so I would probably check out, you have the portraits covered, 35 and 85. 35 is great for like mid and like single, group portraits and stuff. But it sounds like you need something super wide, like a 16. I think the weight of the lens is great. I tried the Sony. It's like a Coke can. Yeah. What do you think of the Nikon Z52? I like the Z52. I have a 7200 2.8. I want a newer mirrorless for modern autofocus. Me getting a nice camera, but using the kit lens. The kit lens is fine to use. You know, the kit lens is fine to use, but just temper your expectations, or tamper your expectations, right? Kit lenses are great to get started with, especially for a newbie that doesn't know anything. And what I tell people that have kit lenses is like, hey, they've realized, hey, this camera lens sucks. What should I get next? And then my next question is, if they have the kit lens, what focal length did they enjoy the most or get the most use out of? I just came from the backyard and took a few pics. I'm going to upload soon to my photography account. Sick. The Sony A1 seems amazing. The Sony A1 is amazing, dude. Those are both top tier cameras. The R5 II that I mentioned and the Sony A1. Yeah. Those are the cream of the crop, dude. I take the Canon STM 24-105 traveling, so easy. Yeah, that one's, I used to have that lens. I got rid of it only because I didn't have, it was just collecting dust. Now I wish I would have kept it because I could have given it to my brother just for like, you know, as a kit lens. The 24-105 that I'm looking at is the F4 for that purpose, for traveling. Stacked sensors. Yeah, exactly. Stacked sensors are sick, dude. Send me a link later on, Seth. Britt, I was debating the Tamron 35-150 for the Z mount. Yeah, that's a good one too. That one's pretty, pretty wide. The 35-150, is that like the what is it? F2 to f2.8? That's the newest one, isn't it? How would I send the link? Just DM me your link. How is the 1mm lens? I don't know what a 1mm lens is. Yes. Yeah, that one looked pretty nice. That one looked pretty nice. But it sounds to me like you don't need a wide lens. That's, if you're asking for my recommendation to like complete a full kit out, I would suggest something like a 12 or a 15 on the wide end. But if you don't need that, the 35-150 is like, that's a one and done kind of lens, you know? Whenever I did weddings, which I don't do anymore, I did two camera bodies. One of my camera bodies had one fixed lens on it that didn't come off, and then on the other camera body, I rotated lenses. Typically, it was the 85 f1.2 or a 70-200. And then on my one camera body that didn't change, I would use the 28-70 f2. That's this lens right here. Her name is Big Bertha, aka Big Chungus, aka Great Thickness. Beautiful rig. Yeah, that's the C50. The C50 is definitely nice. Definitely nice. This was good, guys. This was good. This was good. I learned that my PC can handle the multi-streaming. I gotta get some IEMs. I'll probably order some this week. Is the 18 prime good? 18 millimeter. I don't know what that lens is. Yeah, I'm just in a phase of I don't know if I'm a prime person or a zoom because I haven't used the zoom. You're gonna like that 35 to 150. It'll probably live on your camera for like everything. Yeah. And then whenever you're doing like whenever you're at a wedding, Brit, you know, for most of the ceremony and most of like 90% of the time to 80% of the time, you're going to stick with that 35 to 150 and you're going to be perfectly great with that lens. But then when you get like individual shots of like the mom and the bride and the groom with the family and the groomsmen, you're going to want to switch over to like a prime lens and then really get those singular shots. Is the ZVE10 good for filming sports? It's good for filming. It's good for filming. I haven't filmed sports with it, but the ZVE10 too is really nice for video. There, I sent the link, but you will probably have to copy and paste it. Oh, good. I'll check it out. I'll check it out when I got time. No worries. I had a Canon 24 to 105 f4 good lens and 28 to 70 on another body. Very good, both lenses. Yeah, those are great lenses. I would consider the 24 to 105 a what is it? One of the part of the Holy Trinity. What do you think of APS-C versus full frame? Sorry for the rookie question. All good, broski. All good. That's not a rookie question at all. APS-C, most of my cameras are APS-C sensors. The camera that you're watching me on right now is the R50 and APS-C sensor. I love full frame for most of my paid work, but from time to time I use APS-C all of the time. The thing that people need to, it's my opinion that people need to realize that APS-C sensors are gonna have less low light performance than a full frame camera. But most people have APS-C because it's significantly cheaper than the full frame camera bodies and the camera lenses. Another question from YouTube. Woohoo! I have a question. I have a ZVE10, but I want to upgrade. Was thinking of the FX30 or maybe the A7 V. Ooh. The A7 V, I think. It depends on Birdby. I'm not sure how to say your name. Or your screen name. If you're going to be doing like 99% video, the FX30, the proper cinema camera, is going to be the way to go. But the A7 V is like a true hybrid. You know, so if you're doing like 50-50 video, the A7, and it's the newest camera. Also, the FX30 Mark II, I think, and same with the FX3 Mark II, they're right around the corner, right around the corners. Should I get a 6400 or a ZVE10? ZVE10 2 or the 6400? I'd probably get the 6400 if you're going to be doing photos, and then if you're doing videos, the ZVE10 2. Which longer reach lens for an R50? Not a camera, but I don't care. Andy Plane Spotting. What are you asking, Andy Plane Spotting? Canon full frame lenses pricing is wild. Yes, they are expensive, dude. But they're first party lenses. You know, that's what it is. First party lenses. For those of you guys that are just joining on TikTok, there was just a wave of people coming in. Welcome in. We're just talking about cameras, lenses, lighting, all things content creation. If you're brand new here, feel free to jump into the conversation. And also, if you're not following, please consider doing so. Horsiana, why are you yelling? Which lens is better? Canon RF 100, 500, EF 300. Ooh. It depends, man. Both are great. Both are great. Do you think global shutters will become more available? On higher end cameras, yeah. So no. I think more higher end cameras will move over to if the highest end camera in a camera brand isn't a global shutter, it will be. But they'll still remain in like the highest tier of their ecosystem. FX6 worth it? Hell yeah, dude. Any tips for the longer reach lens for my R50? Get a 100 to 500. That's what I would do. Andy plane spotting. I heard Canon RF lenses will support third-party. Eventually, yeah. But it'll be from Sigma. They'll still be expensive, but they won't be as expensive. What do you think about the RAM shortage? I stocked up on RAM last year. I bought extra just in case. I'm going to leave for now. All right, Seth, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Hi, which one is better, Canon or the Sony ZV-1 for travel photography? I think both are great. Yeah, both are great. At that point, it's like, do you like Canon or do you like Sony? But both are... I'd have to look at them spec for spec. And also, I don't own any point-and-shoot cameras except for the Fuji X100VI, if you consider that a point-and-shoot. Do we consider the Fuji X100VI a point-and-shoot, guys? Yes, I would appreciate a $150 difference. They'll be cheaper than $150. They'll be at least $500 to $700 cheaper for sure. But that RF lenses, native RF lenses, are like $2,000. So a $700 difference will be like $1,200 to $1,500, $1,500, $1,200 to $1,500, right? From YouTube, I've mainly been shooting music videos. Sometimes I take pictures, so I might get the FX30. It's cheaper, and I already have the Sigma 60mm lens, so it wouldn't have to buy a lens starting out. Yeah, the FX30 is a proper cinema camera, right? So it's a proper cinema camera. That's what I would, if that's what you want to do, mostly video, like 90%, 80% video, the FX series is definitely what you want to do. Especially if you're doing like paid music videos, like you need those long recording times without it overheating. And the 16mm is a sick lens, dude. I love that lens. I recommend it to anybody that asks. Planning to buy a Canon 7070D. Is it enough for daily use? I think so. I would get a lens for sports later. Honestly, a used 500mm EFM is pretty affordable. Affordable, Harry Drew, is subjective, right? Because to me, when I see a lens that's $1,000, I'm like, that's pretty affordable. To somebody else, they might be like, are you fucking kidding me? That's rent, you know? I have 800 to 1,000. What should I buy? Buy whatever makes you happy, Trung. What are you trying to do? Do you have any opinions on the A5100? I do not, because I'm a beginner, really into videos rather than the A6000. Jay, I think that's how you say your name, Jay or Je. You get what you pay for. You know, you're gonna run into a lot of limitations with the A5100. You're also going to run into limitations with the A6000, but I would recommend that you buy what you can, buy the best that you can afford. The current reason I'm using the older Tamron lens is because the R50 RF, yeah, they're very expensive. They're very expensive for sure. But yeah, you can get EF longer lenses from the EF lineup. Like there's a 100 to 400 EFL lens for Canon that is actually pretty nice. And that would be really nice for your plane spotting. Canon R6 Mark III, Win 400 megapixels electronic shutter, only 30 electronic. Yep, that's true. That's true. What budget-friendly cinema would you recommend for FX30 AF or manual? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Jadal Films. No, I'm talking like 300. 300's cheap, dude. 300's cheap. Best budget video camera for shooting in clubs. Probably an R8 in like a low light situation, dude. I always like full frame cameras. Yeah, always like full frame cameras. 5 people on YouTube. Woohoo! What's the best affordable hybrid camera in terms of like the Lumix G7? I don't know. How much does the EF lens come in at? I have an adapter, so it wouldn't be an issue. Andy, I would probably spend some time checking out mpb.com or Adorama or KEH and just like see what you like. Harry Drew, thank you for the roses. Appreciate you, man. God bless. God bless. Harry Drew going wild. Thank you, Harry Drew. Appreciate it, man. Harry Drew with 47 roses. Thank you, amigo. Appreciate that. 50% of the live goal is completed. I need to. So here's what I'm gonna do with my next live, guys. I'm gonna set this up that I can do like screen changes and I can get let's see. Can I do that now? Kind of. I think I can. Can't I? R50 with a display. Is that this one? Yeah. Look at this. But it messes up. So I'll get better at this. I need to link my. I need to go to OBS and kind of like fiddle with my setup a little bit. Oh, TikTok messed up on me too. R50 just chatting. What is this one? Probably this one, right? There we go. Yeah, I'm going to set this up so that, because I have another camera angle right here, guys, like a top-down one that I can show you guys stuff. So I'll do that, and I'll get some sound effects as well over here. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. So moving forward, when I go live on this setup, I'll be multi-streaming. I'm talking to myself now like a crazy person. But you guys are here, so I'm not that crazy. Why is the first thing I get up on MPB a 12 millimeter for 16K? Yeah, bro. Hey, you want to be a plane spotter, man. That's what it takes. 16K is wild, dude. Somebody in here, I don't know if he's still in here, said that he dropped his $14,000 lens and broke it. Crazy, dude. Crazy. I forget who that was. Who was that? Are they still in here? I don't think so. This was way earlier, so. Oh, Kieran. There you go, Kieran. Yeah, you said you dropped your lens, right? What lens was it again? You said it was a 600 f4, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't think I'd be able to recover from that, man. Yeah, so maybe you can help out Andy, Kieran. I don't know why, but one of my videos on TikTok really appealed to like plane spotters, and I get nothing but like plane pictures now. And it's mostly people sending me pictures of their shitty ass photos. They're like, "You trying to say that this is bad?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's a pretty shitty photo, dude." Yeah, it's one of my videos where I talk about like an R100, I think. What did you mention in the video? I was talking about a Canon R100. and a lot of plane spotters, a lot of that video went to a lot of plane spotters. And I think there were specifically plane spotters that started with an R100. And I was mentioning how terrible the R100 is and how you shouldn't buy this camera. And I think that really got under people's skin. And Lewis, thank you for the likes. R100 is bad. And that really attracted a lot of plane spotters that felt offended, or they felt obligated to comment on it. Yeah, a lot of plane spotters start with the R100. Exactly. And what they were sending me, if you go to the video, I talk about it all the time, but plane spotters, like it reached out, it like pulled at their heartstrings a little bit. And then now I get on that comment, like every day I get like, so you mean to tell me this photo is bad? I'm like, yeah, that's pretty shitty. That's really shitty. I'm just kind of, if you can't, as a photographer, if you're putting your work out there and you're not ready to receive criticism, whether it's positive or negative or not very helpful, criticism in general, you're in the wrong game, man. If you're not prepared for somebody to tell you that your photos fucking suck, you're not ready. You're not ready. You're just not ready. Is using UV filters to protect my lens stupid? I use UV filters, but not when I'm shooting. I only use UV filters when I'm storing my lenses. Or like they're in my bag. Would you trade a Fuji GFX 50S2 for a Leica M10? I don't know. It depends on what my work is. MVT choose. Yeah, it depends on the kind of work that I do. Jigs, trying to decide upgrading to either the Canon R6 Mark I or R8, both used, coming from a Canon. I would get the Jigs. Do you do a lot of video, or is it just primarily photo? If you do mostly photo and a little bit of video, the R6 Mark I. The R6 Mark I in general is a better camera. The R8 does have a newer sensor. But the R6 Mark II is a professional camera. The R8 is not. It's still good, but the R6 Mark I is a much better camera. But the R6 Mark I has 30-minute record limits, and that was very problematic for me in my workflow because I needed my recordings to be longer than 30 minutes. Now, 30 minutes, you just like start the recording again, but that's really shitty if you're making long form content, right? Yes, mostly street and portraits. Man, Leicas are great, bro. I don't know if I would trade it though. Is the Canon RF to 100 to 400 IS USM worth buying? It's not worth buying for 700. That lens is pretty shitty for that price. That lens needs to be like 400, 500 bucks. I owned it for a little while and I couldn't get rid of it fast enough. I would look for that lens on eBay though. That one I wouldn't mind buying for like $400, $300. It's not good though. Mainly stills, but I want to do videos lately. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, Jigs, is that the R8, like for example, like everybody's workflow, Jigs, is different, as you are probably well aware of. For my workflow, the 30-minute on the R1 was really prohibitive, right? If you can squeak out an extra $500 to $700 and go for the R6 Mark II, you did it, kid. That's it. R6 Mark II is like fan-fucking-tabulous. The R8 is tremendous though, but it has one SD card, it has the smaller battery, and it doesn't have IBIS. The R6 series is a far superior camera as a whole. I own the R6 Mark I, the R6 II, and I currently have the R6 Mark III. And also I own the, I don't know if you guys can see the, it's not zooming in right now. Block out, here you go, R6 Mark III. I also have the R8 somewhere over there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes, guys. What are we at with the likes? 9,000. All right, let's see if we can get to 10,000 likes on TikTok. On YouTube, I don't even know how I can see my likes. I don't know nothing about YouTube lives over here, guys. Oh, luckily I only need like 10, 15-minute recordings. What about overheating issues? Overheating you're going to get the same overheating problems that you will on both cameras. The overheating that I experience on the R6s, on all cameras really, is 4K 60 long term. Like long format 4K 60s. If you're recording 4K 60s like constant for 30 minutes, something's wrong with you. Harry Drew, thank you for the roses. What about the R3? R3 is fire, dude. R3 right now, I'd buy it used though. I wouldn't buy it brand new. What do you think of Coolpix? I don't think of Coolpix. Is Steady Shot worth using a gimbal? Is Steady Shot worth using if you have a gimbal? Steady Shot. Is Steady Shot like the electronic IBIS, IS, digital IS? Still can't be much worse than my old Tamron. It can be. It can be, Andy, plane spotting. All right, I found a listing for a gimbal on eBay for $380. If it's the RS4 Pro with the AI module, it's definitely nice, dude. It's definitely nice. Is the Canon 1200D good for portraits or sceneries? Yes. It's all cameras are good for everything, man. It's get the best that you can afford, Yoshiro. Any advice on workflows? Gareth, what up, Gareth? Welcome back, buddy. We're dual streaming today, Gareth. Dual streaming. Multi-streaming. Any advice on workflows to building up to an organized and B-roll library? Yeah, man. Make a B-roll list of the shots that you want to get and dedicate one content day to just getting a bunch of B-roll. A bunch of B-roll. The B-roll could be like you getting up, getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, typing on a computer, What I did when I created my B-roll, which sometimes and then update it from time to time, every couple of months or once a year, whatever you think your flow, whatever it is that you need. Go to AI and just type in normal B-roll shots or traditional B-roll shots, and it'll come up with a list of like typing on a computer, writing in a journal, typing on your laptop, packing a backpack, like all of these things. In your world, the gym world, there's going to be like certain things that racking weights, putting chalk on your hands, all that kind of stuff. 80% of the live goal is completed. Woohoo! I was considering one time the R7M and 2 slots. Good for videos. Also Studio 2, IBIS crop. Also, what were the other used sites? The used sites that I say are mpb.com, keh.com, and Adorama. But this is for the United States, Andy. So keep that in mind that I'm recommending websites for the United States. Not sure if they sell overseas or not. I have a Sony A7S II and a Sony 63. Do you think it's still good cameras in 20? If they work for you, can. You also hit 10K likes. 10K. B&H B&H also has pre-owned as well. That's right. Yes, B&H does have pre-owned as well. Where can I edit my raw photos other than Lightroom? I think isn't what is the I forgot already. Canva has a Affinity. It's called Affinity. I don't know much about Affinity other than I think that it's free. But I don't know what you need. to run it. I've never used it, but I do know that Affinity is an Adobe competitor, or it wants to be. Live goal achieved. Look at us. Kicking butt. What is my temperature at now? Temperature's down. All right, cool. Okay, I can't get no advice from you. What were you looking for, Can? You have an A7S II and a Sony 60. Do you think it's still a good cameras in 2026? The cameras are, if you can use them, man, I don't know. I don't know your situations, bro. I don't know what you shoot. I don't know if you get paid for your work. You provided zero context. You know, you asked me a subjective question and I answered it subjectively, right? I'm in Norway, so that helps a lot. Norway, hello from the United States. Hey, bud, thanks. Would recommend you keep it on an external SSD, internal storage, or Google Drive. I keep like a 123 system, storage system. So I keep my footage, the footage that I use a lot, in multiple locations. I also have a NAS and NAS, network attached storage, where I store all of my stuff long term. Yoshiro, thanks a lot. I really need free tools right now because I'm just going into as a hobby for now. Yeah, there's tons of free software out there. Check out Affinity. I do know that it's free, but I don't know what you need to sign up for. I don't know if you need, like, if it's part of a whole suite or anything like that. Affinity, AFFINYTY. I like learning from someone in the field, more experience, even listening to know more. Appreciate it, Charles. Thanks for stopping in, man. Capture One. Is Capture One free? Thank you for the follow, Yoshiro. Appreciate it. What are we at? We have, how many viewers were on TikTok? On TikTok, we have 1,300 viewers. And on YouTube, we have 126 total views. Not bad. Not bad for my first YouTube live. Capture One is not free. Yeah, that's what I thought. We were talking about, Alex, we were talking about free options for photo editing for like newbies and people just getting started. Yeah, with this, I would know more on cameras. Yeah, I've never used Capture One. I use just Adobe products. Photoshop, Lightroom Classic, Lightroom Mobile. Premiere Pro. Patrick, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Gareth, what would you recommend for me? Gym content, lifestyle, social media. Currently only G Drive. I would recommend that you get. It's expensive right now, bro. Get a hard drive. Get an HDD, and then use that as cold storage. And get like a big one. You can get like 8 terabytes. Yeah, get something like that. And 8 terabytes isn't crazy expensive, or 12. And then every time that you finish a project or you finish recording, pull out your SD. So here's what I do. I have like a folder structure that is on my computer that lives on my desktop. That is like all my cameras. My R6, my R5, my C50, my R50V, every single one. When I come home from a project, I grab that folder depending on the camera that I use that day. For example, let's say I filmed on the R6. Take my SD card out, pop it into my computer, pull that folder over, the R6 folder, and then within that folder, I have photos, video, assets, music, sound effects inside of it, right? Inside of the folder of the camera. And then I import everything and organize it. If I took photos that day for that project, I put it in the photos folder. If I took video, I put it in the video folder. And then I grab that folder after everything's uploaded and I split it in 2 different places. I put it in my NAS and I also put it on a folder on my computer. And then after I do all that, then I can clear out my SD card for my camera. New subscriber. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Check out my other videos, Alex. I think you'll like it, man. I think you'll like it. For those of you guys that are on TikTok, I'm also dual streaming over on YouTube. And if you haven't checked out that, feel free to check it out if you have a moment. I'm looking for video ideas over my YouTube long form stuff. Capture One is goated. Yeah, never used it. Never used it. I have heard good things about it though. $250 to buy a camera. What shall I get? Preferably Sony. I have no idea. I have no idea what to get for $250. Thanks, bro. That was helpful. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I might, you know what? I might make a YouTube video about that, about folder structures. And then I might create a root folder, like a downloadable, so that you guys can I'll make the video walking through what I do, show you how to create it, and then I'll also create a downloadable folder that you can just download for free. Folder workflow of all my my folder trees. Is F3 as the lowest good? I mean it's not the best. 3.5 is fine. Sometimes for photos I'm in 3.5, 5.6, F6 all the time. I've got an A6000 in my basket. Then get that. Yeah, then get that. I just started organizing clips. It's such a nightmare. Yeah, so organize. So here's the thing, Garrett. Like when you start getting a high volume of content, which happens over time, organization and being organized is so fucking critical, guys. Like really, really important. So if you have a good folder structure and you do the exact same thing every time, I have my folders organized. They start with like 00, media, 01, music, 02, just so that everything stays in the exact same place. Because if you don't do the numbered sequence thing, like, you know, file management and data management, I took a course a long time ago about managing media and like file storage and shit like that, because it becomes overwhelming if you don't stay organized. That was one of the things that I remember learning is like start with some basic root folders that like keep you organized, and then stick to that system. Also, don't get in a habit of creating folders within folders within folders within folders. You want to do at least 2 to 3 levels and max, and that's pretty much it. Harry Drew, thank you for the roses. Appreciate it, man. Just started organizing clips. Yep. Can you suggest photo editing free software? I think I said Affinity earlier. Affinity is the one that I think is really, really good because it's the closest competitor to Lightroom. Don't know if they have a mobile app though. I'm gonna get you the 100 rose gold. Thank you, man. Did I get there already? I think we got there. 100 roses. Woohoo! Hey, just thought I'd say something on my photography account while I was here. I'm Seth, by the way. Appreciate it, Seth. NCL Photography, I see it. Is the 17 to 55 and 5250 enough for everything? Those are kit lenses, and they're good to get started. I found an old large format cameras in my grandmother's house. Sick, dude. Sick. Finding old ass cameras is nice, man. Especially because cameras, typically older cameras, they're not in the best condition, but they're always, if you're lucky, you find one that like was well taken care of. And I have a camera from the 1970s, a Canon AE1, and I'm really, really, really happy with that camera. That it was like so well taken care of. I just got an FX3. Sick. What are you doing with it? What lenses should I get for my FX3? 24 to 70. G Master. What do you think is the best lenses for APS-C right now? Ooh, good question. The Sigma 17 to 40 f1.8. You bought the gimbal. I'll tell you when it gets here. Nice, man. I shoot portrait, landscape with the 17 to 55 and 55 to 250. Do it, bro. 17 to 70. I think that's a Tamron, right? 17 to 70. Yeah, that's a really nice one too. Yeah, that's a really nice one too. I like the 17 to 40 f1.8. I like that extra stop of light. F2.8 is perfectly fine too, though, for sure. What do you think of the DJI Pocket 4? I haven't seen any notes on it recently. I did see late March. I'm back on my main account. I have just uploaded the pics on my other account. Sick. I shoot commercials and events with my FX3. I currently have a 50 millimeter and a 35. Nice, dude. Yeah, 24 to 70. 24 to 70. Do you have a video about color grading? No. I don't do a lot of color grading on my videos. My videos are typically standard profile, Rec 709. I use, like right now, this is just a standard profile on my Canon camera. 24 to 70. Yeah, 24 to 70 is classic, you know? Hey, I'm rocking a A7 III, thinking of getting the 7200 for sports. Thoughts? Do it. I might buy a small external SSD with MagSafe that can be used for my desktop. You need like 8 terabytes, man. Gareth, I would just, that might be good to have as well, but you should consider having an HDD that is like for long-term storage, and then use an SSD for editing off of. Thank you for the follow. Last night, guys, I was really pumped. I beat Zelda's Breath of the Wild. It took me a while, man. It took me a while to really understand like the premise of that game and like kind of get into it. It was really a great experience, though. I really liked the game. Thoughts on the Canon T6? Zero thoughts on the Canon T6, Chloe. Is that your name, Chloe? It's good to get started. That's about it. Have you used Sure lenses? Yeah, I bought the new. I bought the whole kit, the Sure Sniper. I bought all 5 lenses. Don't know anything about their anamorphics though. Sure is a cheap brand though. It's a budget brand, so just keep that in mind. Also looking at lenses for street photography. Canon RF 24 to 105 f4 is nice. It's a budget lens. I own that lens as well. I think it's super slow. Comment from YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Would you say it's worth to switch from a Lumix GH6 to a Lumix S1 II? Fucking yes, dude. Have you seen the S1R? The S1R too, I think. Those are really nice, dude. Really nice cameras. Frozen Fire. Thank you for the comment, Frozen Fire. Really trying to get my YouTube chats up, but it's like a ghost town over there. Everybody's just kind of lurking. It's all right, though. It's okay. It takes a while to build. When should we use 2 shooting angled cameras? Is it for creating a scene? Can 2 different cameras views? 3 viewers here. Yeah, 3 viewers. 3 viewers in YouTube, but over on TikTok we have 18 viewers. Today, Frozen Fire is my first live stream, dual stream on YouTube. So that's what I was saying. It's like it's building, slowly building. But today's day 1 on YouTube, so I'm not too upset about it. So anytime I see a comment on YouTube, I'm like, ooh, let's engage. Appreciate you commenting, broski. Welcome to the chat. I'm also not asking people to switch between the 2 applications. I kind of want to meet you guys where you are. You know what I mean? What might be the best budget camera in 2026? The best budget camera in 2026 is the R50V from Canon. Here's where I post my stuff. Harry Drew, send that to me in a DM, broski. I'll check it out later. I'm new here. Just buy the Fuji Xe5. First cam for me several days. So where can I start learning about photos? You learn Como Rebi by going outside and using that bad boy. That's the best way to learn. My phone just crashed. Did you say anything about my comment? I don't think so, Seth. Is it good for a small budget, though? I would, Andy, plane spotting, I'd buy those lenses used, bro. I'd buy them used and not spend a lot of money on them. I'd buy them for the cheapest amount of money because here's what's going to happen. Eventually, you're going to upgrade, whether it be 6 months, a year, 2 years from now. And those lenses, you're going to sell them for like 50 to 100 bucks. So do not buy them brand new. Buy them used. And buy them as cheaply as you can find them. I have an R5 and a Canon 400D, 4000D. What do you recommend for nature photography for the 4000D? For nature photography, Kieran, I know you had that 600. I usually like wide angles, man. For like scenic shots and stuff like that, you know. I usually go for like the 15 to 35 or the 16 millimeter, like super wide to get like landscape photography. I also always carry my 70 to 200. So I think I'm getting the R6 Mark II for my B-Day today. Sick, bro. R6 Mark II is fucking fire. I really need tips on editing my pictures because I'm generally so ass at editing. You know what I'm thinking about doing, Seth? I've done them previously. I've done live editing sessions where I import an entire session. And you know what, Seth? With my my new type of lives where I'm gonna be like going live, strapping you guys to my chest and live streaming like street photography. I might do those editing sessions of those street photo sessions live, so you'll get to see me like actually edit an entire SD card of a session. You guys have typically liked that, and it's pretty chill. You know, I've done them before where I did an entire New York. I went to New York one day and just did an entire like street photography session, and I edited all of my photos live. R100 bundle is good for low budget and entry level? No, R100 bundle is buns, Simon. Is it Simon or Simone? Still on the 5D Mark IV EF. Nice, dude. The 5D is a monster, dude. It was. It still is. It's definitely viable for sure. Hates the R100. I hate the R100 so much, guys. I hate the R100 so much. But I still have one. This is why Seth is funny. Seth has been here long enough that knows that, like, you know, I don't just talk shit about cameras that I don't know nothing about. My opinion of the R100 isn't that it's such like it. I used it on a live once. It's not that it's cheap or that it has bad photos or bad videos. It's just that it has literally, not literally, figuratively, like no features. And it's still $500, and it's my opinion that you can buy something a lot better. And it's a waste of money, in my opinion. On Anray, what can you suggest for street photos, preferably mirrorless, that doesn't break the wallet? How big is your wallet, Anray? If you have like under $700, the R50V is really nice. If you have over $1,200, the R8 is really nice. What do you think about the DJI Action 5 Pro? I'd probably get the Action 6 at this point, just because it has that larger sensor, and I doubt that the price difference is very much. Can you tell me the difference or pros and cons of Sony A7 IV versus A7C II? Thanks. I'd probably go to B&H and type in both of those cameras. The A7 IV, in my opinion, is like a true hybrid camera, where the A7C II is more photo-centric. My opinion, the A7C II is going to definitely overheat on you a lot faster than the A7 IV. Both are really nice cameras, though. I have a 5D Mark IV. Looking to trade it for first mirrorless, light, budget friendly. Okay. Check out the R6 Mike D. Mike D .85. Budget cameras don't exist in Nigeria. Shipping and exchange rates humble you fast. Yeah, that'll happen. Can you suggest a good camera for... What do you have right now, Seth? Just use what you got. What about the Insta360 Ace Pro? The Ace Pro is nice as well. I would buy... If I'm looking for an action camera, I'm buying the one with the largest sensor that's available. Beverly Jolene. Hello, Beverly. I have a Canon R8 and getting a Canon R lens 24-70 f2.8. Nice. 2.8 for church. Wedding thoughts. Sick combo. Sick combo. That's 2 lenses out of the Holy Trinity. You're missing something wide, like a 16 millimeter. You can buy the 16 millimeter RF STM lens for like $200 used. I'd probably throw that in your bag as well, just in case. Just in case. Is it worth getting a cage and monitor for video on the R7? Want to do sports video, but yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I have a cage on every single one of my cameras, every single one. New comment from Malay Chandari. Sir, how is the Sony A7 III for astrophotography and also hybrid? Thanks. Thumbs up. Thumbs up on the A7 III. What you really need, Malay, is a good lens. I would get like something wide, like a 16-35, I think it is for Sony. What one? I didn't get that. I would Beverly Jolene. It's a great combo that you got right there. I would consider also eventually getting a super wide angle, like a 16 millimeter RF. I have it here somewhere. Here it is. 16 millimeter RF. You can find this lens for like $200. You could just throw this in your bag and keep it as like a backup, because you have the 24-70 covered, 70-200 done. You did it. If you can afford the 15-35, get that. But if you can't, this is nice just to throw in your bag. It's a 16 millimeter f2.8. Let me see if I get focus on this. Focus. There it is. You can find this lens for, like I said, about $200. Alice Star. Hold on, I missed some comments, guys. Which came first, the lens or the camera? I think they came at the same time. I think the first camera was invented by Leica, if I'm not mistaken. The first photograph, I think it was from Leica. I think that's a true story. Anthony, is the R6 II with the 24 to f4, 28-70 good for sports? Fucking yeah, it is, bro. Yeah, 70-200 is sick, dude. I'm sorry, what's the website for comparing camera devices? It is B&H. B&H. BNHphoto.com. Original R6 with a 100-400 Mark II. Yeah, that's the EF, right? Yeah, EF L series. Thanks. You got it, Beverly Jolene. Appreciate you stopping in today. Guys, for those of you guys that are brand new in the TikTok and in YouTube, if you're not following already, please consider doing so. I'm going to be going live as often as possible, answering your questions. And also, feel free to contribute to the chat if you see somebody asking a question that you know a little bit about. Feel free to jump in, as long as you're not a dick. I'm just kidding. Only I can be an asshole. Funny thing is, I sold 30 Pokemon cards for the R5. I think it's a solid trade, dude. Best camera for music videos. I was thinking FX3, but don't know lens. FX3, 24 to 70 or a 16 to 36 is what I would do. Thanks, sir, for the quick response. Love from India. You're welcome. You're welcome, YouTube. YouTube, it's quiet over there on YouTube. It's an old camera from 2008, has 3 FPS, and it's a Nikon. Definitely want to know more. You definitely don't want to know more. Yeah, I mean, 20 years is a long time for a camera, Seth. A lot of improvements have been made. Also use the Canon 16 to 35 millimeter f2, 3, awesome quality pictures, lens mount. Yeah, it's a great camera for sure. So Canon R50V, is that the best choice? I think so, Patrick. Yeah, that's a solid. I have that exact kit. The 17 to 40 f1.8 is a little expensive, but it's so worth it, dude. So worth it. Is the Lumix G100 still good? I have no idea what that is. Let's take a look at it. $600 camera, G100D. This is a compact, lightweight, micro four thirds mirrorless camera launched in 2020. Design. It looks good. It looks good, dude. You guys really should be buying the best camera that you can afford, right? Get the best camera that you can afford and go for it. And just start creating content. The thing is, like, truthfully, if we live in this world, or you guys live in your own world where all you're doing is research, and not actually pulling the trigger and getting a camera in your hands and creating the content that you want to create, you're going to really start, like, thinking of problems that don't exist, right, for your specific scenario. Meaning that you're going to be like, oh, is it good enough for this? Is it good enough for this? And you're just going to be, like, thinking of these things, conceptualizing them, and not actually, like, trying them in practice. So my advice to everybody is to buy the best camera that you can afford, camera and lens, and start creating the content that you want to create, whether it be live streaming, whether it be vlogging, whether it be gym content, whether you're a lifestyle girly, or you're a gamer, like a streamer, and want to do gaming content. Use the hardware, the best that you can afford, the camera and lens, and then start using it and solving problems as they come up. Does that make sense? Because if you're just, like, thinking about all these things, you don't know what problems are really going to be worth solving or not, you know? Just dropped it in my cart with Best Buy. Sick. Yeah, the 16 millimeter, it's super cheap. Super cheap little lens. Beverly, I have the R8, and I have a bunch of lenses and camera gear for the RF system. So let me know. I recently picked up the, what was it? The 45 f1.2. That lens is pretty special. It's $500. Also, if you guys are interested in any of the gear that I use, feel free to check out the link in my bio, my storefront. There you get to see all the lights that I use, the camera gear that I use, the lenses, the mics, everything. It's a storefront. It's an Amazon storefront. Feel free to check it out. Do you know how to fix blowout sky or background wind shooting? If there's no information in there, you're screwed. Seth, the R50. Actually, if you like Nikon, you can check out a couple of Nikons. There's several ones that are good. I can tell you that they're going to be better than your 20-year-old camera. It's just more modern, you know? Thank you, Seth. See you later. Appreciate you. Is there a way to record in OpenGate at lower resolution instead of 7K? There is. I don't think so. There is not. I think the Lumix GX, no, the Lumix S52 and S1, I think they shoot in 6K. I jumped in deep learning. Cool. What's a good lens to buy for the 64? For all crop sensor cameras, I always recommend the Sigma crop lenses. Those are really nice. Thoughts on the XT32, XT33? Thumbs up. Thumbs up on the Fuji, Bob Marley. Is it hard to balance the RS4 Mini? No, I did it the other day live. It takes some practice, but no. All right, Seth, thanks for stopping in. Another comment from Sony. All right, Sony is, not another comment from, from YouTube. YouTube is asking, Sir, for Sony A66 APS-C, which lens should be the best for street, portrait, and travel? 17 to 40 Sigma E-mount f1.8. That's what I would get. I have that lens. Really, really nice. If you get the 17 to 40, who is that? Ayush Kumar. If you get the 17 to 40 Sigma f1.8, all your problems will be solved. 17 to 40 Sigma, yeah, f1.8. Hi, Sony or Lumix S5 2X or Ace? Ooh, Juan Bacon. Bacon. That's a really good one, man. The Lumixes are so affordable, man. So affordable. That's a tough one. I would probably go, if you don't already own Sony gear and Sony lenses and you're brand new to cameras, I would go with the Lumix, Juan. Window laptop for 4K video editing. I would get a gaming laptop. I have a gaming laptop for 4K editing. It works great. Mine is the Legion by Lenovo. It has a 4090 dedicated graphics card. It's a laptop graphics card, but it works great. I didn't know anything 8 months ago. I've done wedding and school and co-op school. Now doing church. Nice. Yeah, Beverly, it's a big, it sounds like you're going head first. But I would probably buy those lenses, or if you already have them, and then I wouldn't buy any more expensive lenses. I'd probably focus on updating the R8, especially if you're going to be doing paid work. Why I say the R8 or in reference to paid work is because the R8 doesn't have dual SD card, large battery, IBIS, and like some more pro features that are desirable once you get into that, right? But that can be later on. Another comment from YouTube. For handy image edits, should I use an iPad or Samsung tab will be good? Yeah, I use Lightroom, and people that edit on Lightroom and Samsung tablets, they love it. I edit on a laptop and a desktop. How is the R50? The R50 is great. How much RAM and does it lag while Fusion and DaVinci Resolve? I use Premiere Pro and I get 0 lag, and I have 64 gigs of RAM, I think. Yeah, I think I have 64. Pretty sure. But laptops are expensive. Editing laptops, gaming laptops are crazy expensive. So I only recommend gaming laptops if you absolutely need the portability. Like if you want to be one of those guys that sits at like Starbucks with like a fedora and you're writing like your next novel or screenplay. Other than that, I don't really recommend editing laptops because they're so expensive. Does the R7 have AF enabled when shooting 120 slow-mo? My current M6 does not. I don't know. I think it has autofocus at 120. Pretty sure. I've never shot at 120. The most I've ever shot is in... does it even shoot in 120? Suggest PC setup for video editing. I built a custom PC. The latest Mac. Yeah, a lot of people like Macs, but I personally don't recommend them for my own workflow, and I don't recommend it out to people only because of the you can't upgrade them, and once you got them, like Macs are usually, you start running into problems 2 to 3 years later, and they're super expensive. They're great for what they are if you're just doing photos, but for me to get like the price to value on a Mac is like crazy high. Custom configuration. Yeah, I have a custom built PC. What camera are you using to record? Right now I'm using a Canon R50 with a Sigma 12mm f1.4. All right, y'all. For those of you guys that have not followed already, now is your opportunity to do so. YouTube, same message. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'm about to head out. It is about my lunchtime. I've been on for 2 hours now, and I got to get some food in me. Everybody that's in here, I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please follow. Also, check out my link in my bio right here. I'm going to be live again later on today. I got a couple things. This went well, by the way. Dual streaming to YouTube and TikTok. The engagement on TikTok was excellent. Harry Drew, if you're still in here, God bless you. Thank you for all the roses. Beverly, it was nice to meet you. Everybody else, adios.